This is what it's actually like when a new spirit guide steps forward from a seasoned medium and spiritual teacher. I've got tons of spirit guides. I've worked with them for years. But every once in a while, a new guide will step forward. And this happened to me in the last few weeks. Interestingly enough, this is a guide that I hadn't been connected to before, but I'd always felt a certain resonance with. It's a person who was well known in the area that I lived in. And I always felt a certain resonance. And this is key to pay attention to. You may find that there are certain figures throughout history, throughout your local area, throughout your family that you feel a certain resonance with without making sense of it in your mind. That's something to pay attention to. There is often a deeper connection behind this. So for myself, I knew I had this resonance with this spirit, but had not connected with him in any way. Until one day I find myself talking with my husband about this spirit. I don't know how we got onto the topic, we were just talking about him. And as we're talking, my intuitive senses start receiving information. I start to feel a little pull on my left side. The atmosphere in the air around me started to shift. And in that moment, I could have paid no attention and moved on, and I would have never noticed this new spirit guide stepping forward. But because I know better, I said, I need to close my eyes and tune in for a moment. And as I did, I could feel the spirit of that man that I was talking about right in my energy field. I knew who he was because I was just talking about him and he was standing right there, and the energy of talking about him and the spirit felt the exact same. Now, what's funny is no matter how long I've done this, doubt can still pop in. So even though I'm seeing him, I'm feeling this resonance. Part of me is like, I need to look up what he looks like to make sure this is the real deal. I was doubting myself. Isn't that funny? I look it up, and sure enough, exactly what he looked like was how I was perceiving him. I couldn't remember what he looked like. He was right there, stepping forward as a new guide for me to work with. Now, in this interaction, I had clarity on what he was coming forward to help me with. But that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just an awareness of the energy. Sometimes it's just an awareness of their name. Sometimes it is simply an awareness of, oh, there's a new energy here and they're supporting me with this. But I don't have any other awareness of who they are in this moment. Your spirit guides will step in tons of different ways. But it's important that you recognize when they do, it's time to go within and take some time to tune in. And that you may not have all of the details of who they are and what they're helping you with when they first step forward. That's because you're supposed to keep working with them. So this new guide, I am making it a priority to talk to every day, to start tuning into, to bring in my meditations. Because part of the work with spirit guides is opening up and letting them step forward, but so much of the work is doing the work yourself, calling them in, making space to hear them, feel them, open up to that connection more. It's something I'm going to keep going on, and I thought I would share it with you.